Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about FizzBuzz. Um, is actually something that looks a bit logical but very simple to go and walk through. So write a function that prints the number from 1 to 100 separated by space. So we are going to write um, a function that is going to be looping from 1 to 100 then separated by a space. So for multiples of 3, that means where we are having 3, it's going to be printing Fizz. So when we talk about multiples of 3, that we are referring to 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 13, 21, 24, like that. So all those are multiples of 3, and all those numbers are going to be printed using Fizz. Now, and for multiples of 5, it's going to be printing bills, that is BUS. So that's what's going to be printing. So we have Fizz bills. Now for the multiples which are both 3 and 5, so we're going to be printing Fizz bills together like this. So that's what's going to be printed out. Fizz bills is going to be printed out just like that. So you're going to have a function which we're going to be calling on, which is called FizzBuzz. Then each element should be followed by a space. You are not allowed to import any models, and that is it. So while we run our file, we are going to have an output that looks like this. So you can see starting from the first one to FizzBuzz. So if you look at this, you can see we have 1. Let me zoom it out so we have a clear look. So we have 1, we have 2, and after 2 we're supposed to have a 3, but it's being replaced by Fizz. Then we have 4. Now instead of 5, because 5 is a multiple of 5, it was replaced by Buzz. So we now have another one, Fizz again. Why? Because we have that is a multiple. 6 is a multiple of 3. So anywhere we have multiples of 3 are going to be replaced by Fizz and Buzz. We have 7, 8. Then 9 should be a multiple of 3. 10 should be a multiple of 5. So just like that. Now 15 is both a multiple of 3 and 5, because 3 times 5 is going to give us 15. So of 3 and 5. I think the next one should be 30, because 30 also can be divided by 5, and 30 can also be divided by 3. So they are multiples of 3 and 5. So you can see that. So that's the logic, and we're going to have like that till the last one, which is 98, 99. Then we have 100. So that's it. So without wasting much time, we're going to go ahead and sort that right away. Already navigated to my terminal on this stuff here. So the last thing we have discussed was tax 11, which was power. So actually this is no big deal. So we're gonna go ahead and create that. So I'm gonna VI, then I'm gonna type the 12-fizzbuzz.py, which is the file we're gonna be working with. So in this file, I will enter my insert mode. I'm gonna be on insert mode, then hash column like this. So USR, sorry, it ought to be USR, wow, my typing that. Then we have BIN, then we have like that. So I'm gonna be writing the function. So the function is gonna be defining a function called FizzBuzz like this. that's the function. So this function does not accept any parameter, so we are just going to be leaving it like that without passing any parameter to it, or just null. Even though you pass any parameter to it, it doesn't make any sense, because at initialization it was not created to receive any parameter. You can just call it directly like that without passing anything. Okay, so the first thing is I'm gonna do if statement. So now let me explain it with a comment. So actually throughout my I've never discussed about comments in Python. So to create a comment, you do this. Now I explain what this means. Now this comment simply is used to communicate with yourself actually. It does not really have anything to do with your code. It does not change it. Anything does not affect your code. The computer never interprets what is called your comment, so it's always in a tree quote. So I'm gonna write stuff there just for the what we are about doing. So check for multiples of 3 and 5, and replace with FizzBuzz like this. So you can see how I write my comment and I'm closing the comment. Now I can go to the other line and start writing the function. So I'm gonna put if actually before I put my if statement, I need to create a range. So I'm going to create a loop that is going to be looping through value. So I'm going to use x as what I'm looping through with. Now I'm going to create a range. Now the range is going to be running from 1 to 100. But actually, if it is running from 1 to 100, it's going to give us from 1 to 99, but we don't want that. So instead of putting 1 to 100, let us just make it 1 to 101, just like that. Then I am going to put that. So now it's time to write our condition. So I can even copy this particular line. So I can copy that line and paste it here. I can paste it here. Good. So now I can come here and put my if statement. So let me zoom this out because it's a bit confusing. So now I can come here and insert my if statement for this particular comment I have created. So if x actually I'm going to use models because this is very important. If x models 3 is going to be equivalent to 0, then I want something to happen. Actually, you know that I talk about models. So if we have x, then x is looping through each. For instance, whatever that is going to be divided by 3, that the remainder is going to give you. So if our remainder is equal to 0 and it was divided by 3, then that condition is true. So if you say 1 divided by 3, does it give you 0? No. if we say x divided by 0, the remainder can never be this thing. So we will actually deal with the remainder. But if we say 3 divided by 3, so 3 divided by 3, that is going to be 1, and it's going to remain 0. 1 remainder 0. So that means that condition is true, and that is going to work out. If we say 6 divided by 3, that's going to give us 2 remainder 0. So the remainder is equal to 0. So whatever we divide by 3 and the remainder is giving us 0, that means that condition is true. And we want to do the same thing too with 5. And if x, because you are still comparing x, module 5 is equals to 0, then I want something to happen. So I want it to be printing FizzBuzz. So I'm going to use my print. So I'm not doing much with format. So just put that inside there and put Fizz like that. Then I'm going to put FizzBuzz. Just like this with a space. So actually we don't need a new line, so I'm going to add a comma, then put our end like this. So, and that is it. So that's for the first one. So we can go over and check it to see if this works properly. So I'm going to zoom this. So I'm just going to run that code. So let me just call the function FizzBuzz, just like this, and like this. Automatically we have called the function, and let us see how it works. So let me see what we have there. So I just created the function FizzBuzz. I just need to check the mode. Actually, just make sure you're just following the step, because I'm just testing it. Actually, this is not the main way of doing that. So now that I have done that, now the next thing I'm going to do, now I can go ahead and run that and see what our output looks like. Okay, I think we have an error there. Check for multiples of 3. Indentation expected. Okay, I think I have issue there with my indentation. So I'm not sure whether I ought to add an indentation there. So let me check that to see if the indentation was actual default. We have there. Okay. Expected an indented block after 4. Okay. On line 3. Okay, so actually the indentation is supposed to be on after the 4 this thing. So I'm just going to indent twice. So just like that. So I pray this shouldn't have issue again. Okay, now you can see what we have: FizzBuzz, 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 and I think this is for each one. I think this FizzBuzz here firstly is for the one of 3. For this for the one of 15. This should be for one of 30. This should be for the one of 60. Maybe one of 45, the one of 90, and something, so other ones like that, right? But actually we don't get any numbers printed out on this thing, so we need to add numbers to it. So I can go over where I have my last statement. So I'm going to put else there. Now this else I'm putting here is actually to print the normal stuff we're supposed to have here. So I'm just going to put this there. So inside here, our curly braces as usual. Then we are using a format string, format. So come in here and add X, just like that. So let's see if we run that and see what we get. So you can see we have those printed out. This for 15, then we have 16, we have 30 before 31, we have 45 before 46, we have 60 before 61, we have 75 before 76, then we have 90 before 91, and so that's why we have 6 Fizz there. But actually they don't be creating a new line after each loop. So I'm going to get rid of that. So I'm going to add, sorry, comma there. Then I'm going to put end is equals to this. So I'm going to add space here. So let me run that again and see how it looks like this time around. So you can see all of them now are without this. And now FizzBuzz here. We have another FizzBuzz here. We have FizzBuzz here. So that's for the multiple of 5 and 3. So now let's work individually. So now working individually. So when I'm talking about working individually, I'm going to be adding other statements for 3. So now I just gave for 2 conditions. Now if for instance I want to add more conditions, so like you know that this condition was only for this thing. Now I want to add another condition. So the next condition I want to be adding there is else if x modulus 3 is equals to 0, then I need something else to happen. So I want it to print I want Fizz to be printed out. Just like this. So without boost, so I'm gonna put my new line end. Sorry about that. So we're going to have this there. So that's that for that of 3. So I can go over and do that another condition again. Else if, so this how we call else if in Python. We call elif, el, which stands for else, then if, which stands for if. Then else if x is a multiple of 5, just like this, and is equal to 0. So just like that. And I want it to print now. It's going to be print boost this time around. So I'm just going to put boost. So I don't know whether I'm to use capital letters or small letters, but I can go and confirm that. Yeah, I think they will use capital letter through. So I'll change this capital F, capital B, then capital F, capital B, then you put your end statement, end. So just like that. So now we can go ahead and check to see if we have the output we're looking for. Now you can see, so I think the same output. We have 1, 2, then instead of 3 we have Fizz, then 4, instead of 5 we have boost, then instead of 6 we have Fizz, and so on like that till the last one we have here. Let's run it again, which is Fizz and boost. So you can see that for this. So actually you notice that after this there was a new line added. So that is what was working there on the other one. So I'm just going to navigate back to the previous one, and instead of running the function, I'm going to remove this. Then can go back to the previous one. So now let me clear the screen. So now the screen is clear. I can go over and make the other one I wish to make. So let's list what we have there. So we are dealing with Fizz. So we're going to create our testing environment, which is going to be 12 dash main dot py. So let me add the vi. So let me confirm what we have there. FizzBuzz. So I'm just waiting to we got there. So we're going to scroll all the way from the top to the environment we are working with. So I'm just scrolling over to that environment, see what we got there. Not here. Okay. So to have FizzBuzz.py, this which is this. Now I wanted to check what we have up here. So I'm just gonna copy all of this. So I'm gonna hit enter just like that. So we get the stuff we have there. Then I'm gonna save and quit. So plus X just like that, and we can run it now. So you can see we have the right output with a new line that was created after this fuse views. We have a new line terminal. So that is it. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share. God bless you.